You're gonna make money.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way you can't make money if you put all your time and effort and energy into making money. I'm not saying don't go out there and have fun. Like, you can go out every once in a while, but you know, stay locked in, stay focused. Don't get caught up into that partying cycle. That's why I want to ask you about college too, but you didn't go to college, but because I'm going to college next year. Yeah. So my brother's in college right now. He's fucking partying every weekend. Like, I don't want to do that. I want to be in college and I want to focus on my future. I want to build my future. Yeah. So there's a stigma about college is you go to college to have fun. Like, okay, you can have fun, but college is for what? Building your future. And a lot of people go to college just to waste their fucking time.
All right, awesome. Another episode of Adversity Kings. We've got a normal episode, probably 160 now, 160 plus. And help me pronounce, did you say Iman?
Ani Singh.
Ani Singh.
Yeah.
Awesome. And how old are you?
I'm 18. I just turned 18 last week, bro.
Just turned 18, bro. Last week, September, baby?
Yeah. Yes,
same,
sir.
bro.
When's your birthday?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yep.
Oh, happy early birthday.
Thank you, bro.
How old are you turning?
75, it feels like. No, I'll be 25.
25?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. So I'll be 25 years old tomorrow, and this will be 6 years of me in the insurance industry, man. So tell me about yourself. Where were you born and raised?
So, yeah, I was born and raised in Chicago, but my parents are originally from India, so I'm first generation. Okay. They came over here, you know, typical story, immigrants. So they came over here on a boat, and actually it was all their family. They moved from India because they had no opportunities over there. There was nothing over there.
I think I saw you on some PJs on your Instagram.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, my dad built a pretty good business for himself. So that's what I was saying. It's the American dream, bro. You can come over here from nothing and make a multi-million-dollar business. Like,
what did he build?
A real estate company.
Real estate company?
So basically what he does, he brokers the lease of a gas station. So there's a gas station, he finds the buyer and connects it to the bigger company. This company owns thousands of gas stations. He's the middleman. So he brokers the lease and he charges a finder's fee on the gas stations he finds for buyers. So that's basically, it's very niche down business in the real estate business. It's really niche. Nobody's doing it, so that's why he's making a killing off it. Yeah. So yeah, he came here from India, didn't have nothing. Didn't know a lick of English. Yeah. But he did come here with his family, though. That's one thing I give credit to Indians. They come here with family and they stick together with family.
Real tight.
Yeah, they never steer away from that. And that's something I want to do with my family as well. Me and my brother, cousins all live together, same house, pulling together our incomes, you know, trying to make a killing off
stay
that.
tight, build that community, kind of like Tate talks about, having that like brother household community. Everything's in one name, the cars, the houses, all the assets. Yeah, bro. 100%. I like that a lot. I'm trying to do something similar to that.
You got siblings?
Yeah, this is my sister. Oh. So sister and then my mom. So my vision's just try to build a community between the 2.5 of us. You know what I mean? Yeah. Half the time my sister can come over. And,
that's good, bro. Yeah,
you know, the other half,
do that. Yeah, 100%.
I'll have her in the house, the turtle house I'll be building. So her and the turtle will share a house together.
Yeah, bro. So that's what I just really learned from from my family, bro. Just sticking together, never steering away from the family aspect, and just.
Who were you closest with growing up, mom or dad?
Mom, for sure. Mom. Like, I had a tough upbringing. Starting because you know they had me when they came over here 2 years ago, and they had me. So in 2 years, when my dad had me, he was working as a taxi driver in Chicago. Because back then, all the Indians had to work in Chicago because they couldn't work in the suburban area because they're getting racially profiled. Yeah. So they basically all work for one company, a taxi company in Chicago, and that's what he was working for.
Yeah, because you were probably, born 2004 or 5? 2005. Right after, and then that's 4 years after 2001. Yeah, 9/11. And anybody that's probably like more like warm color skin like us, you know what I mean? And then obviously having more of the look like you. I've had so many different Muslims around my age that grew up and experienced and saw their parents just get completely harassed and just racially profiled. So that's a whole other level of adversity you got to overcome too. Yeah, and that just teaches how you maneuver through life. Yeah. So it teaches you how to, you know, scan your surroundings, trying to read people, trying to see if he's coming at you hostile or not. So it really gave me a good sense of understanding of how to read the room, how to read people, and see if I'm in a safe environment or not. So that really what it taught me as well. But he was doing the taxi driver. He's a taxi driver for, I'd say, 2 to 3 years, just stacking up the money. He was living in motels, you know, apartment hopping, all types of stuff. But then, you know, he got into the real estate business. And then it took him about probably 5 to 6 years to actually get it up and running and trying to even see a profit from the business. Yeah. So that's why I tell people that you got to be able to put the work in for 5 to 6 years. Yeah, bro. And see Look at this video I just showed.
See no money come in, and then, you know, you can reap the benefits of your labor, bro.
I shared this with our company this morning.
That's facts, bro.
Yeah. Crazy. You hit the nail right on the head.
Especially back then, because the internet was not big back then.
Yeah,
all this internet money, it was not. You had to do a brick and mortar business or something like hands on.
That's how I started the insurance. Was obviously there was still internet. You were able to market yourself on the internet, but it was door to door. So I had to knock on every door and sit down with every client. You know what I mean? And there was I probably sat down with 3,000. I would imagine 3,000 plus clients in my first 2.5 years, 3 years roughly of building the insurance business before it transitioned into the COVID realm, and then we obviously went fully virtual. So that brick and mortar is no joke.
Yeah. So I'll ask a question for you. Why did you decide to get into the insurance industry, and going into it, did you see any downside or upside going? Like you obviously had to do some research going in before, and what made you choose the insurance industry over any other industry out there?
Yeah. So one, I didn't choose the insurance industry. I think God chose the insurance industry for me because I was deep in prayer and just at you ask if there was any downside or upside. When you're at rock bottom, everything's upside. You know what I mean? So
that's the hardest part, getting from 0 to 1. That's the hardest part. You have
bro.
nothing. You got to go out there and put the work in, but
So for me, it was like, this was a upside, a legal upside. You know what I mean? From where I was, there was no like downside. You know, maybe going to a third world country, like if I lived in a bad part of India, I would imagine that would be even worse than what I was already going through. So the upside was, easy. You know what I mean? Like this was easy for me to differentiate and immediately recognize the opportunity available. And so I capitalized on it, stayed faithful, and put my head down and did the work. And 6 years later, here we are. So
how do you even start in it? Like, what from nothing about insurance industry? What's the first step? Like you're in mind, I want to start insurance industry. What's the first step? Like, what do you do?
Yeah, so you're specifically like somebody like myself is life insurance. So if it's like, man, I see all these individuals making a lot of money in life insurance. Step number 1 is get your life insurance license. Step number 2 is to contact a brokerage or some type of organization, life insurance organization that you want to be associated with, on board with that organization. Step number 3 is start making dials. They typically are going to set you up with some type of resource system. Our resources are the best and they're free. So if you're watching this and you want free resources, the best resources, make sure you reach out to me. But other places, they've got decent systems as well. They'll charge you for the leads. They'll give you X amount of leads, or you'll just sell family and friends and build referrals and network from there. But that's pretty much how all businesses are built in general. So it's pretty much a 3-step process, which I would break down any business, building or revenue building to about a 2 or 3-step process. Keep it real simple.
So how old were you when you started?
Your age.
You were 18?
Yeah, 18.
So you were in college?
I was 18, but my birthday month is September. So I got hired in September and I turned 19. And I tried college for a week or two. I was at an HBCU. I was, my sister and I, we tried to reconnect with my dad, a couple times since he got out. Both my parents went away. My dad did the most time. We haven't had the best relationship with him for most of our lives, really any relationship with him. But we tried, didn't work out. And I was at an HBCU called Philander Smith, which is all black school. So I was like the whitest kid there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
Had my cornrows though down to my shoulders, and I felt fly. And I always wanted to be a part of the Qs. I don't know if you know anything about frats or anything. But that's basically I thought it was like an all black frat. You know what I mean? Where they wear purple and they bark and everything.
Yeah,
I thought that was like, they just look tough. So I was like, man, that would be hard to be a part of that. But didn't work out, man. I was deep in prayer. I was deeply reading my Bible every night, deeply worshiping every single opportunity that I could, giving away money that I didn't have. I would I was working at my dad's restaurant, and I'd get a couple bucks off him, and I'd see homeless people, and like my heart was just burning to just give and worship Jesus. And man, I feel like he just kind of pulled me back with my mom, and I get back into Pennsylvania. My best friend, I'm working for him, selling pizzas and washing dishes mainly. And shout out Joey-O's. Make sure when we marketing media team, it's JIOIS. So sometimes when we put it out there, the captions, they be spelling it weird. But man, Angelo and his family, his mom, rest in peace, like another mom to me. She passed away a year or so ago. But they took me in. They took us both in basically, and always gave me an opportunity and things like that. But I remember transitioning quickly out of that into life insurance. I was uploading my high school diploma. It's sitting underneath my iPad up there. And I was uploading it. And what's unique about the diploma is that I don't really claim it because my mom did my 11th and 12th grade schoolwork for me because I was expelled my sophomore year and I was forced into a cyber charter school, fighting and just being bad. I was just a kid with no vision and no guidance.
In high school?
In high school, yeah. And so from there, the expulsion led to the cyber school. I'm working at Jojo's, trying to rekindle a relationship with my dad, and just all these things are happening. But at the very core, it's Jesus. I'm praying, and I upload this diploma onto Indeed, different job sites. I get an automated email from Arias agencies. I thought it was legit. You know what I mean? I thought it was like Simon Arias, that's my business partner, my mentor, thought he emailed me individually. As I look back years after that, I was like, man, this is an automated email. But I called them, scheduled an interview, realized it was legit, got my insurance license, and that's the longer version of how I got into the insurance industry.
So you didn't last in college?
No, it was a week or so, not even. I was just, I don't know I think I had probably started, I don't know when I like had this epiphany of like, I need to grow. Like I need to break out. I don't know if
the mindset shift.
Yeah, the mindset shift, something, you know, I just finally broke. And like, you know, I remember drinking at a young age and just being involved in just a very curious crowd at a younger age because my best friend's brother was older, so we just had access to things quicker. And so like I think I was exhausted from the partying and, you know, I'd already gotten in enough trouble and things like that like that wasn't really for me anymore. So I remember reading even prior to this, probably 6 months prior to this, in a book called The Secret, just changed my life and my mind. And it had me so hungry for growth that I was reading and developing my mind. And so I think it all really just kind of aligned itself with this opportunity. And then I just, again, you know what I mean? Just kind of wake up and like, man, I'm selling life insurance.
What would you say caused that mindset shift? Was it seeing something? Was it maybe I'm tired of the lifestyle?
If you were to look at it logically, I don't like to look at things just, I would say faithfully, Jesus is absolutely what caused the shift. It was his time, God's timing is right, it's perfect, you can't interfere with it. But if you were to look at it logically and try to break it down with a scientific explanation, I think one of the great leaders that I read from, there's a couple books of his right here, John Maxwell, he says, individuals really only change for a few reasons. One, they learn enough, they have a desire to change. Secondly to that is almost like an enlightenment, which is still learning. And then thirdly is there's enough pain, they hurt enough that then they obviously desire to change as well. So I think it was a combination of all of those things and then that faith as well, that just it all aligned with like, man, I was learning, I was hurting, and there was enlightenment and there was Jesus, and it's like, it just all made sense.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, even for me, it was last summer, my best friend got killed. It was, since he's my friend since I was 5th grade, bro.
Yeah.
He got killed, rest in peace, Anthony Salcedo. But I was like, I got the call that when I was like, oh shit, like this is real. Life can get actually real. I was living in an illusion. I was just, you know, being a regular 17-year-old, just fucking around, doing bullshit. But I was like, damn, this is real. So after that, I just had like, damn, I gotta go do something with my life. Like at this trajectory, I'm gonna be a fucking bum.
Yeah.
So that's where it really changed for me. And then I haven't started taking this, you know, I started hustling like back in December.
Yeah.
You know, just making clothes, selling it, trying to leverage the people around me, trying to make money off of them.
Yeah.
But then I had to shift my mindset to like a business owner. I need to start a business. So the mindset from a hustler to a business, like a hustler, you're just trying to hustle people, you're trying to make money.
Yeah, quick dollar.
But in business, you got to be legal and you got to stay true to the marathon, because in business, you're not going to see. It's very uncertain. Like your income is very uncertain. 1 month you might make $10,000, the other month you might make $5.
Yeah.
So that's the main difference of I had to, if I was doing it for the money, it wouldn't last, because every month my money or my income would change. So I had to change my mindset from a hustler to a business owner, and that's what I did. So that's what I was going to ask you is, so starting off from a life insurance agent, what are some things you changed from that mindset you had then to now, now you're running this whole office and everything?
Yeah, I think it really just simply broke down to relationship building. You know what I mean? I think it was when I initially started, there was no desire for me to patiently go through the process of relationship building with individuals when it comes to building a business with them and having the patience to walk through how to sell, when to sell, where to sell, how to then transition into leadership. You know, I just wanted people to immediately catch on and just do the things that I told them to do without there being any depth to the why, the clarity on the how. And I was just like, do this robotically because I do it, so I need you to do it. And so I think it's a combination of, again, reps, time, and that patience to build the relationships. And that's what allowed this to evolve into actually being a business owner, starting our own franchise out here, and, you know, seeing the success that we've had over the last 3 years. So
I was talking with Dave a couple weeks back, and I was talking about how you watch Patrick Bet-David?
Yeah.
Yeah, and how he niched down in his business with Latino women and all that, with insurance agents. And I was talking with him, what you guys did almost the same thing, but you guys had a twist. Your niche is 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old.
Yeah.
People who have that burning desire right now.
Yeah.
So what made you guys recruit insurance agents around that age? What was the thinking or process behind that?
I think the simplest answer would be that's just, you know, I started my own company at 21. I became a franchise owner at 21. So you just attract who you are, you know, and, you know, obviously Patrick Bet-David isn't a Latina woman, but, you know, there must have been some individuals in his organization that had a lot of influence that were probably around that description. And for me, it's I've always, you know, been a centerpiece to our deal in our business, and I've tried my best to be a point of influence where I have my hand on who are the individuals we're going to attract in this business and keep in this business. And obviously being younger, athletic, that's typically the people we attract. So we'll see as I get older what happens. But right now it's still that. And, you know, it's worked in our favor. You know, I like Deion Sanders a lot. I like trying to be the father figure that I didn't have always. You know what I mean? I like to try to share that in the best context as I can, because there's a lot of great things that I know I still got from my dad, but I just didn't have access to that for most of my childhood, right? So with that, I think I want to be that in our broken society, in our broken world, for all the young men and young women that are out there that are lost and broken. I try to incorporate that into our culture. So that would be the twist for us, is I have a natural desire to try to be the father that I didn't have, you know?
Yeah, even I mean, starting out, what did you sacrifice? Because, you know, for me, it was more of my social life, and I still am sacrificing my social life. You know, telling my friends, I'm not going to hang out with you tonight. I got to go work. So, for you, what was that sacrifice?
Man, I kept a list.
A list of sacrifices?
A list of everything. So, I know personally, it was sleep right away.
Sleep, yeah.
I think I wrecked 5 times. Yeah, so I wrecked 5 times in my career. Fell asleep behind the wheel the first time was 2017 October. 2018 March, I moved out when I was 19. I was also the number 2 agent for the company at 19 years old. Technically number 1 if you go off quality standards. Number 47 in out of 10,000 reps. So that was an accomplishment there. Moved to Lincoln, January of 2020. I think I was 21. And within 9 months, that's how, my birthday month, I got the call to get promoted. Lost a stud. So I lost somebody, a very powerful person in my business at that point. And I think I had $100,000 of business fall off. So that was painful. A lot of sacrifice there. But that just gives you an idea of people, car accidents, the friends immediately. I think I always had a small group of friends, but even my best friend, we still talk pretty much every other day. But there was probably a couple of years that we didn't talk much. My mom and sister, they can tell you, my sister tell you I like to embellish things. I like to make the story sound a little better. But you got to be a good storyteller. Maybe not a fabricator, but you got to be a good storyteller. But you got to admit, there wasn't much talking the first couple of years of me building this business to your mom. You know what I mean? We would catch up. We'd still at least meet up for a Thanksgiving, Christmas, but there wasn't much talk. I didn't know what was going on in your life.
If I'm not in the same state as you, or I don't see you, I don't talk.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I am. But now that we're together, we talk about all the time.
24/7. But
did your family believe in you at first, or did
I don't know if she did, but I think my mom did.
I believed in you. I just didn't know. I was a 15-year-old girl, so I
was she didn't know what was going on. Yeah, she was like crashing cars into trees and stuff. You called me that one day. It was like, hey, I'm in a tree.
My friend crashed a car. We weren't in a tree.
So I don't know, but yeah, there wasn't much conversation there. But I feel like I call my mom every other day or so. But like, it's like I think people like they overcomplicate, the sacrifices, but they'll also underestimate as well. Like they'll think like, man, if you can't go a couple days without seeing your mom or something like that, like you're not gonna be successful. You know what I mean? Like for somebody that again, I think Dana White says it phenomenally. Like if you could just remotely be a savage, you're going to take over the world. You know what I mean? Like, we live in a weak ass world right now.
As the generation is getting, like my generation, bro, I look around, there's like people on like just doing bullshit. Yeah. But then I come to a place like this, it opens my eyes like, damn, there's 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds that's working. Yeah. So it's actually inspiring.
I got a 20-year-old with a McLaren here, bro.
Yes, that's crazy, bro, because I don't see that back home or, when I go to school back in North Carolina, I don't see that. I mean, I play because I'm an athlete. I play at a prep school. Yeah, like Samaj played at a prep school.
Yeah. So you play basketball at a prep school?
Yeah, it's I got to practice 5 hours a day, and then if I'm not practicing, I'm working on my business. So that's the bro. So even like shit like TikTok is like killing my generation, even focus wise, because they can't even read a chapter of a fucking book. Yeah. So even if you like, when I come here, it opens my eyes. I see 21-year-olds hustling, grinding. I'm like, okay, there's competition out there still. There's still people out there who still want this shit. Yes. So that's the thing that that's why I want to come here mainly because the competition. Yeah. I need some competition in business. I got competition in basketball. Where's it in business though? Yes. I need people to push me. I need people to be in the office before me. I need people to tell me I'm slack. Like, I need that in my life. That desire, that burning, that competition.
Yeah. I love it. I love the competition. I thrive off the competition,
especially in sales because you like he made 10,000. Okay, I'm trying to make 12,000. I'm trying to make 14,000. So there's a big competition in sales. In the sales aspect of business.
Absolutely, the competition's vital. And when an individual can hone in on a competitive nature and then you can extrapolate on that, I know for a fact that is the number one reason. I don't know, like, Aaliyah, do you know anybody more competitive than me? Like unhealthy. Like, it's not healthy.
The most competitive people in business that survive and make it.
It's not healthy.
Yeah, even insurance is a cutthroat business. Yeah. Like, even the story about Patrick Bet-David, I think insurance industry was trying to sue him and take all of his money and basically ruin his life. That's how cutthroat it can get. More cutthroat than basketball. In basketball, you can get a little scratch, stitches. But in business, your life gonna get ruined. Yeah. You're not gonna, you can't pay the bills. Yes. You can't pay that baby mama her bills. So.
They come for your reputation nowadays, especially mainstream media. Like I had a Bryce Mitchell. He's a UFC fighter. He won last night. Fights featherweight, and he got on my podcast speaking about Jesus, speaking about controversy in the world. You'll see backlash and shadow bans and different things come up on an individual that opposes mainstream media that is controlled by fear-mongering, propaganda, political figures, and these individuals that want to make you and force you to believe a certain way. And if you speak out against it, they'll attack your business, they'll demonetize you. And that's not to take away from the criminals, the individuals that do actually participate or actually commit these heinous crimes. They should be held accountable and justice should be served. But I believe in equality in pretty much every aspect of life.
They use it as a weapon.
Yes, absolutely. And so I don't think absolute power absolutely corrupts. You know what I mean?
Why do you think they do it though?
It's power. Like Abraham Lincoln, I believe he said, you can give any man success, but if you really want to test his character, test his power. You know what I mean? Give him power. So when I would say, a lot of people would say, what's the most addictive thing in the world? They'd say drugs. When you give someone power, there is something that is so addictive about power. Look at every history book. It's not. I think slavery gets associated with the African culture specifically, but there are still slaves in a lot of European countries, Asian countries, directly associated with those nationalities. I bet if we went to India, there's probably 100%. Parts of India where there's slavery that's still in existence, I see it and it's just not marketed. So just because whatever we market, that's what we believe. So it's like these people have tasted power, and it's been generationally mutated and delivered where now you have these different groups that are Illuminati or things like that, where it's like it's all been the same since the beginning of time. It's darkness, it's satanic, and it's all, this world is the kingdom of the devil. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't God's domain. I always remind myself when I think like my life's going to crap or the world's going to crap, and I'm like, to live is Christ, to die is to gain. This isn't his kingdom. This isn't home field for us. Home field for us, for me, is heaven. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm gonna get everything and I'm not the best. I'm
doing this for a bigger purpose.
Bigger purpose.
And a
absolutely.
lot of people don't have that. A lot of people stroll through life like,
because if you fight just for money, like, that's why I love that. Like, we had humble beginnings, and I used to say we grew up in poverty, and then I like realized, I'm actually shaming the individuals that are growing up in poverty. We had food stamps and, but my sister always reminds me I never missed a meal, so I guess I have to. but like, you know what I mean? Like, we still didn't get everything we wanted. We were living in borderline American poverty, which you take American poverty and you put it into a third world country, and you're the king there. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
bro, you should have seen. I go to India every summer, bro.
You're the king in India with American poverty.
I walk out. There's a cow. There's stray dogs. There's cow shit on the ground.
Yeah,
it's bad, bro. It's bad. And just tore down buildings. Just fucking monkeys running around. Like,
yeah, and like, you'll be around those people and just a smile, just joyous.
Yeah, they're happy because you know why? They got family. They don't care about their environment. They got family, and that's all they need.
Is it still the caste system in India? Is it the caste system
where
you're born into a section and you can never leave it, essentially?
Well, that's not no more. That was more in the past, because now what people in India try to do is this: what they so in India they focus on education a lot because that's their way out. So that's what my dad preaches to me. All the preachers.
You guys have to have the most doctors.
Yeah, I know. So that and IT. You see all the IT. Even though all the Google CEOs are all Indian. All the CEOs are Indian.
Yeah.
And Silicon Valley, they're all Indian.
Yeah.
I would say at least 90% are Indian, because IT is very pushed. IT is a very good industry because IT cannot be replaced by AI. IT makes AI.
Yeah.
So you can't replace the IT industry. Like, people say AI is replacing everything, but the IT people are the one who make the AI.
Yeah.
They're the ones who configure the AI to do other shit. So that's why in India, so people just get their education and they go to USA. That's what my dad did. He got his education. First he went to Germany and went to college there for a little bit. Then he went to America. That's the dream, is go to America. That's the dream.
I had an hour-long conversation with an Indian. This is bringing me back recollection from the conversation. And he was my taxi driver, hustler, asking me about insurance. And I was asking him about his culture, you know what I mean? And because still the accent still goes back and visits. And I was like, you work so hard, why don't, he's like, I don't want to work for the man or different things like that. So he was very opinionated in regard to how he wanted to distribute his efforts. But I was asking him because I was just curious. I was like, and he was a farmer. I was like, so what's more dangerous, the tiger or the cobra? And he said the cobra. He said, if you just carry meat around, the tiger's just hungry. You just throw it meat. And it's, I mean, the story sounded very believable. Sometimes I feel like people are just, BSing me, but it's like, it was cool to hear just the overall perspective he had on India. You know what I mean? This is an older man, so we're definitely like a lot more experience.
But that's the dream. Because if you see in America, the Americans are the ones who hate America for some odd reason. But you see all the foreigners are here protesting for the American flag.
Yeah.
And because it's usually foreigners because they've seen both sides of the world.
Yes.
They've seen how third world countries are and they've seen America. And when they come here, they came here from nothing and made a fucking multi-million-dollar business.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they protect that country with all they fucking got? Because they made them rich and they made their kids have a better life. Because if I would have grew up in India, I would have been fucked, to be honest. Yeah, I would have been probably carrying milk on my head or some shit. Like, I would have been doing something bad. Like, I wouldn't be in the position I'm in right now for 100%.
Not at all.
So my dad had to make that sacrifice. He had to work 10 times harder because there was no internet, there was no phones, there was nothing. It was right after 9/11. The Iraq invasion was about. So when Obama invaded Iraq, you see, because I studied Sikh discrimination in school. Yeah. So when Obama invaded Iraq, the discrimination rate went up against Sikhs and Indians because people Sikhs are the ones who wear the turbans.
Yes.
So they misrepresent, like they think they're Afghanis or the terrorists. Yes. So even in the Trump era as well, people got discriminated a lot. So it's still happening, and it's just Indians got to work 10 times harder just because,
There's a lot of Indians in this area, though.
Yeah, I know.
There's a lot.
Oakbrook?
Yeah, because there's an Indian wedding like all the time at the Westin.
Yeah, the Westin.
You know what I mean? Like there's like once a week I'll see an Indian wedding up there. So, and I'm like, this is a really strong culture. Like, because like it doesn't seem like there's any modification. Like they'll be fully like cultured down in regard to outfits and like you can just tell, you know what I mean? The curry. Do you have a favorite Indian food?
Yeah, butter chicken and naan. Have you ate any food before?
I've eaten Indian food. I've gone to like Indian restaurants.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
It's amazing, bro.
I have like different ideas. And
you had to take a shit after? I'm guessing you.
I got so like growing up so hardcore, bro. Like I got a bulldog stomach. You know what I mean? Like I could eat whatever. You know what I mean? Like I could probably go to India and be fine right now and just start eating with the locals.
Yeah.
It would take maybe a day to adjust for me.
Yeah, but it's a different world out there, bro. Once you see both sides of the world,
I can't even imagine.
You start to appreciate it so much. It's crazy.
I think India's projected to have the largest population. Like
it's so
continent.
dense. And India it's only it's the high class or low class. There's no middle class.
Yeah.
So it's either you're rich or you're poor.
Yeah, I think America will be there in at least probably a decade or so.
100%. The middle class is evaporated.
Yeah, it's completely gone.
Because you see the presidents, like all the bills that be put into place, even the Federal Reserve, when they pump money into the economy, who is it helping? It's helping the rich people.
Yeah, the rich get richer.
It just goes back up to them. Even with the stimulus checks, when they put the stimulus checks, what happened? What did 99% of people do with stimulus checks? They spent it. And where does that money go?
They went and got a Walmart TV. Yeah.
The stockholder stock goes up. Everything like.
Yes,
the rich is always going to keep getting richer because the poor are illiterate. They don't know. They're financially illiterate, so they don't know what to do with their money.
Yeah,
and they just don't know how the world works.
Absolutely.
They live in a false illusion just because of mainstream media as well. That's why I think the main goal for mainstream media is to keep the poor and the rich richer. So they're not going to tell the truth, obviously. Yeah. But now I see, even with social media, there's a lot of truth being told out there. Like it's changing. Because 5 years ago, you would know what you would not.
There wasn't people speaking out.
There's nothing.
What I mean, there wasn't much. There was conspiracies, but these conspiracies are now facts, and so now it's like if you're a conspiracy theorist, depending on your political agenda, you just automatically know it's true, or you're just offended by it, so you're going to deny it. So, I think things are definitely we're at a very volatile age right now. I've been telling individuals it's like. You're gonna get rich for sure, no matter what. If you're a dog, you're gonna get insanely rich now.
If you put all your efforts into one goal to make, you're gonna make money.
Yeah.
Like there's no way you can't make money if you put all your time and effort and energy into making money. I'm not saying don't go out there and have fun. Like you can go out every once in a while, but stay locked in, stay focused. Don't get caught up into that partying cycle. That's why I want to ask you about college too, but you didn't go to college, but because I'm going to college next year.
Yeah.
So my brother's in college right now. He's fucking partying every weekend. Like, I don't want to do that. I want to be in college and I want to focus on my future. I want to build my future.
Yeah.
So there's a stigma about college is you go to college to have fun. Like, okay, you can have fun, but college is for what? Building your future. And a lot of people go to college just to waste their fucking time. So why the hell are you even in college?
Yeah.
Why do you think people go to college and just party every day? Like, what is the stigma behind that?
Well, I would say college 99.99% of the time is just a societal driven.
Yeah. It's pushed on them from their parents.
Yeah.
Like, you have to go to college. That's how you're going to make money.
It's just a piece of the cog. You know what I mean? So just a bunch of hamsters, and they're telling you guys, hey, go get on your hamster wheel and do what we did. So like, and I hate to offend all the individuals. I don't want to offend you either, going to college or things like that. But then you have the 0.01% that maybe there's a slithering of a chance that they intentionally decided to select some type of college for some type of strategical networking that they knew was going to have a 10x, 1,000x ROI from being engaged in different circles and groups and having access to different network that was going to, again, obviously quantify their income. But again, 99.99% of the time, that does not occur. And you play basketball for a prep school, so you got to be a decent ball player.
Yeah.
Would you take ball handling advice from an individual that didn't even play further than elementary school?
That's what I was saying. Because I'm gonna be in college making more than my fucking teachers. Like,
so I don't understand why people go to college. You know what I mean?
But I mean, it's just pushed on us from our parents. So I'm not gonna tell my dad no, but I'm gonna see it because he whooped my ass. But I'm gonna see the position I'm in next year, and I'm gonna see what happens. Like maybe I'm making so much money where I don't even have to go to fucking college.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing about college. I don't really like it, to be honest.
Yeah, man.
Because even I asked my dad, I said, did you use your business degree to start your business? He said no.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why do I have to go to college? He's like, just have that degree in your back pocket as a plan B.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I can respect that. But you see all these business people.
Ask him if he had a plan B.
Hell no, he did not have no plan B.
Yeah.
He go to America and make something out of his fucking self, bro.
Yeah.
So that was not no plan B, but yeah. So I mean, I would say college would be, even if you're, because my brother's studying finance, so I would say finance, like, I would say that was a good option for him, because when I start my business, who's gonna be my financial advisor? It's gonna be my brother.
Yeah.
So that's another good thing, because there's certain topics, degrees in college that will pay you a lot, like IT. My cousin he's an IT expert, some shit like that, and he gets paid a lot of money. So it's some things in college that are worth it, but 99% of the shit in college is not worth it at all, bro.
No, I agree.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you, what do you think the biggest scam in America is?
Well, I think we're talking about it right now.
College?
Yeah.
I would say the Federal Reserve.
Yeah?
Did you read the Creature from Jekyll Island book?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's an expose on the Federal Reserve. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah, they exposed the fuck out of Federal Reserve.
Well, obviously, I would say politically, you know what I mean, that politics in general would be the biggest scam in the world. You know what I mean? Just having individuals that we tax a percentage of everything, redirect those funds for those individuals to allot to themselves, and then have access to undercutting the market, you know, any type of affiliation with pre-exposed market predictions, things like that, where they can, like, what Nancy Pelosi is on, like a couple $100,000 salary or something like that, but her net worth is like a couple $100 million. So it's like, you know, obviously, again, absolute power, absolutely corrupt. So if we're talking a broad band scam, it would be, you know, politics. I think it should be 100% commission. I think if you are fine to reign, but if you're going to reign and have, you know, political power over some type of jurisdiction, then your compensation needs to correspond with your results, right? But then also your accountability corresponds with your results as well. Do bad, like if an area is down in profitability, the education system's down, growth is down, you know, crime is up, then you're out, or you owe, like, chargebacks and insurance. Like, you owe us money.
Yeah.
How did we elect you and you made our territory worse? You owe us $100,000. You know, I think things would change rather quickly. And what's cool is because every scam always leads back to, you know, John Maxwell always says in all of his leadership books is everything rises and falls on leadership. So we could say college, we can say big pharma, we can say all these things, and it's all going to lead back to a point of origin, which is leadership.
Who really leads the country?
Yeah.
Who runs the country? Is it the president? I don't think it's the president.
No, not at all.
I think it's the people the stockholders, the people who.
No, I think there's families that have an absurd amount of wealth that are not exposed publicly, and, you know, might be half lizard, you know, like I swear to God, like, the more we you know, look into it, like, maybe I
wouldn't be surprised if there's somebody on the fucking news just turns into a lizard.
Yeah, bro, you know, it's like, we think people are rich based off what we Google, and that's 80% inaccurate.
Yeah.
Imagine all the people that aren't on Google. Do you know how many people are in the Middle East are probably so rich that they don't have their name on Google?
I mean, I don't see why. I mean, it's good to not expose your net worth.
That oil money and everything, you know what I mean? Like, and they're just families in general that just probably have wealth that couldn't be spent for the next 10 generations if they tried, you know? And it's like, those individuals, they collaborate, everything stays within the family. You got the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. It's like these families that are just so intertwined of, like, hey, look, if you can have a husband, but it's gonna be your cousin Frankie. You know what I mean? Like our money ain't even leaving the family, and we're so rich that, you know, you're not gonna have these inbred genetics. We're just gonna modify the genetics, and we're gonna stay normal, keep our money, everything stays here. And if you talk out, we'll murder you. You know what I mean? It's like those very controversial topics of like Epstein. Like, how are these individuals? How do people like the individuals that marched on January 6th to overthrow the Capitol or make some type of response to the Capitol? How do those individuals, one gentleman got, like, a Proud Boy, I think, got 26 years of prison, but there's a list exposed, a full list, fully exposed, of individuals that visited Epstein's child island, you know what I mean? And the listeners can, you know, obviously do the rest, and nothing, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing there, right? No one talks about it.
There's no accountability.
There's no accountability. So it's like, absolute power absolutely corrupts. The biggest scam is always going to be leaders that are corrupted Corrupted leadership is the biggest scam.
Especially, I think this presidential for Joe Biden, when he got into office, the whole American public, like, they were like, "What the fuck is he doing? Like, what is this bullshit?" So they really woke up to that as well. But why do you think they slander Donald Trump so much? Why do you think he's facing a lot jail time right now? Like, why do you think this is all happening?
So I think it's obvious. I think, anybody that's going to oppose mainstream media, mainstream propaganda, and that has a public, the amount of attention that you have will determine the amount of fight back that they give.
100%.
We're not going to get much response from this. You and I don't have much attention.
Yeah.
If Donald Trump was sitting here and recording this, they would freak out. They would shadow ban me. You know what I mean? Like, we would get blacklisted and different things like that. But so it really corresponds with how much attention you can generate, and then what your opinions are. If they oppose the mainstream media, then they're gonna shut. There's no complicated answer to it. Simply, if you go against what is making them happy and fueling their pockets, they're gonna try to shut you down.
What do you think is the final goal? Why is the establishment why are they doing it? What is the final goal? What is the final? What do they want to accomplish from this? Like, what?
Oh, yeah,
it makes me wonder.
Yeah, world order. You know what I mean? It'll be the desire is to have, an individual world currency. It's the WF group or whatever, the world,
World Economics Forum.
Yeah, the world. These individuals that get together and meet up on a semi-annual, quarterly basis, and they all fly their $100 million jets and then speak on emissions and things that are affecting greenhouse gases and how we need to get rid of all cars and stuff. And they all have these jets that will emit more gases and toxins into the environment than all the cars in the world. And maybe that's a false statement. I have no idea, but I would assume they don't do very well for the economy. But you've got these individuals that want to rule the world entirely and just unite everything instead of having it all segregated.
Yeah.
So I think that's simply it. They just want absolute power again. Absolute.
Yeah, 100%. You see, even with John F. Kennedy, he was finna expose everything. They killed his ass.
Yeah,
clip.
I heard that John F. Kennedy and Abraham Lincoln were the only two presidents who wanted to stop the Federal Reserve.
Yeah, because the Federal Reserve is in the hands of a few. If you see who initially made the Federal Reserve back in, I think it was 19 something. It was the Rothschilds banking group, the Rockefeller banking group. It was the Warburg Bank Group for Europe. So a Europe banking company helped make the Federal Reserve, because in Europe they already had a Federal Reserve. They already had central banks. So the Central Bank of Europe, they helped propagate the USA Federal Reserve. It's a really good book. I think you should read it. It exposes the fuck out of the Federal Reserve, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's called The Creature from Jekyll Island, bro.
Jeez.
My uncle, Minority Mindset?
Is it another book?
Nah, that's a YouTuber.
No.
Oh, yeah, he's my uncle, so he taught me about that book.
Yeah? Tell him to hop on the podcast, talk about it.
Yeah, you can look him up on there, but...
Yeah, tell him to hop on.
Yeah, he's a good, he's smart, and he has a lot of money, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tapped in? Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. What else did you want to talk about? Anything else?
Bro, I was going to talk about, do you think there's a connection between trauma and success? Like, you see all these individuals who are successful, what they talk about in their past? They have trauma. They experience trauma. They're like, my childhood was pretty rough. My upbringing was rough, and it just drove. And they say it drove them to be successful. Like, do you think there's that connection between trauma and success?
Yeah, I would say so. I would say
it's
the majority.
Even with you said you had a poverty upbringing, and that's trauma right there.
Yeah.
No child should go through that. And what happened?
Yeah, man. I would say the majority. Like, the majority, yes. You know what I mean? There's obviously got to be a statistic of individuals that maybe didn't have an extreme amount of trauma, but built up a successful life.
There's a statistic where 70% of millionaires are first generation.
Yes.
Why do you think that is? That trauma?
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree that trauma, and I think when you build something special, you asked me initially, it was like, what did you have to sacrifice? The sacrifices, that's what predetermines your level of success. Your ability and level of willingness to sacrifice, I think, directly corresponds with the altitude of your success. The higher you want to go, the more you got to be willing to give up in order to attain that level of success. So I completely agree with that. I think there's trauma corresponds with success, and I think ultimately it really starts internally, though, of like how you perceive trauma. You know what I mean? Because some individuals might perceive what I went through as less or more than what they went through, And if they went through it and experienced it, it would have affected them differently.
What is your definition of success?
My definition of success would be eternal paradise with Jesus Christ, with my beliefs.
A peace of mind.
A piece of spirit, a piece of soul. Mm-hmm. And then I think monetarily in this world, I would quote Socrates and I would say, what a shame is it for a man to live his entire life and never to experience peak physical fitness. Mm-hmm. I've added into that peak physical, mental, spiritual, and intellectual fitness. You know what I mean? So if I can't train my mind, my body, my spirit, my soul to attempt to attain some level of peak at some point in this life, I've wasted the mere amount of time that God has blessed us with. You know what I mean? So it's like, what's the point of me living if I'm not trying to become the best possible version of myself in every aspect of myself? I owe it to myself. I owe it to the world. I owe it to my mother, my sister, my family. You owe it to you. So that would be my definition of success, bilaterally.
Why do you think being physically fit is important, especially in business? Why do you think it's important? Business ain't even for your own well-being.
Yeah, diabetes will kill you faster than a six-pack.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Yeah, I think you're going to be more respected. You'll respect yourself more when you get out of a car, a nice car, and you can see your feet. Mm-hmm. And you know what I mean? You don't have to be wheelchaired around or different things like that. And listen, I am not like fat phobic or anything like that because I grew up eating tubs of icing. You know what I mean? I never, I may have never been like absolutely some chunk, but like, I've got friends and family, and actually I don't know if I got any fat family anymore right now. So I feel like all my family's skinny right now. So
what's your goals for the next 5 years? Like, what do you want to do? What's the end goal?
Billion, bro. In the next 5, get to a bill, and we are 9,800 sales reps away. So I just need, in the next 5 years, I need to add like 1,000, 2,000, probably about 1,300 sales reps to my organization over the next 4.5, 5 years to get there.
How do you do that? How do you scale? What's the?
I just help people make money, and they tell their friends I'm making money, and then they come work here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I got 20-year-olds driving McLaren, so it's going pretty well.
Yeah, that's the main thing, because now you're at a point where you got to scale. So that's a different mindset shift in itself.
Yeah.
Now you're a business owner.
And I don't fear scaling because I don't fear giving anything up. You know what I mean? Like, I will spend however much time it takes reinvesting every dollar back into this business. I'll stay on this couch. I will give up everything. As long as I don't have to give up my faith in my family, and I don't mind giving up some time with my family. You know what I mean? I'll tell my sister she got to wait a year to see me. You know, that's what it is. That's what Jesus said. But as long as I won't compromise my faith. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't mind if that's what's called upon me. Hey, Mama Leah, next 5 Christmases, you guys got to do it alone. I'm at war. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like other people, they get sad and they gotta do what, go do things with their family and go handle death and things like that. I'm like, if he dies, he dies. Mm-hmm. I have to go to war. You know what I mean? Like, this is what it is. Yeah. If we went to war right now, do you think you can stop and go to a funeral?
No, my homie died. I buried him. I buried him 2 hours later. I was in the gym, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, he ain't died for nothing.
Yeah.
I better owe it to him to get in that fucking gym today.
Yes.
If he was alive, he would have told me to get in the gym.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the main thing, bro. And what's the end goal? What do you want to do with your life? What's the end goal?
More and more, as I analyze just, how easy it is making all this money and how easy it is, just building a business and doing these material things. More and more, I just want to make sure that we're a vessel for God. You know what I mean? I respect the Muslim community so much because they're so passionate about their religion, and they don't play about it at all. And I wish, as Christianity and myself, that we didn't play about it. And playing about it isn't making jokes about it. Yeah. I think sometimes playing about it is not being serious about it. Not being serious and vocal about it. So I challenge myself indefinitely just to be more serious, more protective, more passionate about being a vessel, utilizing this business that was blessed to me from God, and making sure I'm allowing it to be a pathway for individuals to experience the kingdom of God. You know what I mean? Like, in any way I can. And I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying my best not to swear on this podcast, but like, I swear, and I smoke cigars and things like that. So it's like, but yeah, man, you know, it's like I try, you know, and that's what I want to be. I want to try to be an example of like, you don't gotta do things that other people do to find fulfillment or to be cool or get recognition or get the girl. Like, you know, I want the girl that loves that I talk about Jesus so much. I want the girl that loves that I call my mom every night. I want the girl that knows, like, you know what I mean? Like, if my sister needs me to go beat up her boyfriend, I will. You know what I mean? Like, like I want like I'm trying to impress God. You know what I mean?
You're not trying to have like 10, 15 baby mamas, bro. That's too many bills.
Yeah, like, no, yeah, I don't want like, and like I'm not trying to impress today's average male of like, you know, how many girls can you get?
Yeah,
like,
that's lame. I'm trying to find one girl.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's gonna be with me for the journey.
So what beliefs do you have then?
So I believe in it's a Sikh religion. It's like Christianity.
Okay.
Believe it or not, it's one God. You know, you live every day.
It's monogamy from
Sikh is is one God, but Hindu is the one with 20, 50 gods. Like,
okay.
So Sikh is one God.
I think it's monotheism, not monogamy. I think is one wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you live every day as if God was watching you.
Yes.
And you just respect everybody. It's like Christianity, bro. Believe it or not, it's like Christianity.
Yeah.
It's like, so that's, I believe in Sikhism. And yeah, I mean, you got to believe in some
yes.
Even if you believe in a higher power, you got to believe in something.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you're going to be a ruthless being. You're not going to give a fuck. You're not going to,
yeah.
You're going to live out
There's
here.
no moral compass.
You're going to do whatever the hell you want. And it's usually atheists that are doing fuck shit around. Like, it's usually them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You can definitely see that, you know, sometimes when people, and I always get curious because, you know, I always tell people, it's like, just operate in correspondence with your moral conscience. And then I think, like, how is that person's moral conscience guiding them to do these weird things to themselves? You know what I mean? To portray themselves a certain way or treat people a certain way. Like, what is going on in your mind that you would think it would be okay to do something like that? You know, and then I'm like, you know, maybe we can't tell everybody to operate based off their moral code, because maybe some people morally tell themselves it's okay to murder or it's okay to.
There's true evil in the world.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like,
evil.
Man, you're torn. You know, maybe we send all those people to a special island.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking about joining an insurance company, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
We'd love to have you, bro.
Yeah,
We'd love to partner with you.
Me and Samaja were talking. I'm doing the course.
Yeah, he
right
said
now.
you're gonna get your license.
Yeah,
let's go, dude. You gotta. Yeah. So North Carolina, your parents stay here or they stay there?
Nah, I live by myself in LaSalle. It's a prep school. It's a boarding school.
Is it all boys?
Yeah, all boys.
How do you like that?
It's good, bro. We have no school. We just play basketball.
Yeah, there's no drama.
Yeah, so it's nothing. It's just basketball, and I can work.
Yeah,
it's like an island. Like you just
an island of boys.
Yeah, that's like a Jeffrey Epstein island, but you locked in. There's no outside distractions. I'm in the boonies, bro. The people else, hey boy, like they talking like that.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Yeah.
I had that a lot in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so you locked in. There's no outside distractions. You can really focus on the goal. 6 months, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna try to extract as much as I can from that. So that's why I'm like, I can sell insurance down there. Like I could just get a leads
anywhere.
List, call.
I'd love to come to North Carolina. Yeah. I'd love to come there because Pastor I watch Stephen Furtick every Sunday. His church is in North Carolina. Where is it? Monkstown or something?
Yeah, it's near there. It's not
something. Yeah, something North Carolina. But I went to Topsail Island in North Carolina once, and that's somewhere along the beach up there. So I'd love to come to North Carolina.
I could work. I could be calling after practice before. Like I can be. So that's the main thing.
We're gonna build a massive insurance business in North Carolina, man.
Yeah, bro.
Let's go.
I just want to try everything, bro, because I'm so young.
Yeah.
Just fuck it, bro. Just try everything.
Throw it out there.
See what works. See what doesn't. Build off it. Learn knowledge. I came here just to like get it insight. Like I want to learn from you.
Yeah.
Like what is your mindset? How'd you build this? What'd you do? What was your mind? What was your habits? What was your Did you read books? Did you not?
All those are read.
Yeah, bro. So
this is
learning is earning, bro. Learning is earning, bro. So that's I just try to get around people, business owners, successful people as much as I can.
Yeah.
Because that can be my circle.
That's
so
the key.
I can make my reality into theirs. So that's the main thing. Because I'm just over this teenage mentality. It was like, how many girls can you get? Let's go do drugs. Let's go party.
Yeah.
I'm just over that, bro. I'll take one girl rather than 5. One girl that'll be down for the journey, where we can look back after 5 years and be like, damn, we made it. So
yes, sir.
that's what I'm looking for, bro. And just if you're not with that, then I don't want you. Simple.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah,
bro,
and I think people don't realize that there are way more great girls out there than people think. They just look in the wrong area. Like, you're not gonna find this girl on Tinder, dude.
Yeah,
you know
I know.
what I mean? Like, so
tucked away in bed, bro, doing something. Yeah, so
let's go.
That's the main thing, bro. Yeah, but for sure insurance. I'm gonna join it, bro.
Let's
I've
go.
seen a lot of people winning, bro. A lot
of individuals, man.
So I want to ask you, because a lot of people think it's just like, why do people think this is a scam?
Yeah, so I think, when again you oppose mainstream media and mainstream propaganda and societal regulations and societal commonality of like, this is what we've always done, this is what we want to always do. So if you step outside of our familiarity, anything people aren't familiar with, it's a scam.
They hate on it.
It's the devil.
It's crazy. There's so many haters out there, bro. So you go on any Instagram post, and there's 99% are haters. There's crazy. Like, why are you hating, bro? Are you that sad? Like, come on, bro. But yeah, bro. I'm gonna join it soon. I'm gonna start making money, bro.
Let's go.
Because I'm gonna be a millionaire. I see it, bro.
Yeah.
100%.
You have to be, because the way things are going, basically a millionaire is going to be like 100,000-aire.
I know.
So it's like, you got to be 100-millionaire.
Yeah, you got to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Inflation doesn't affect the rich, bro. The wealthy, it does not affect the wealthy at all.
Absolutely.
They're still going to have 100 million. 100 million is going to be 100 million.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's not going to affect them at all, bro.
Yeah. Any other questions or anything else?
Nah, bro. I appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate you, big dog.
Bro.
Where can people find you if they want to hit you up, come do insurance with you?
Instagram, Ani Singh 05, ANISINGH 05.
Let's go. Guys, this was Ani Singh. Make sure you guys tune in, follow. If you enjoyed, subscribe to the podcast. I also run a free consulting group on GroupMe on how I scale my insurance company. We did about $20 million in sales over the last 3-4 years. So if you're interested in making money, selling life insurance, or building an insurance business and scaling, reach out. Love to help you out. Have a great day, guys.